What's up, and welcome to the DualSense podcast for episode 135. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason, and I'm joined as always by your other co-host. His name today is Sharon Peters. He's that's pretty good. He's also known as Travis, of course. It's his given name. Travis, what's going on today?
Nothing's exciting is happening. All the aliens have gone away from last week, so
Yeah, we shot them all
nothing to
down.
be excited about anymore.
Yeah, other than Frankie Muniz racing funny cars or whatever the fuck he's doing. What is this that he's doing?
They're ARCA cars. They're not funny cars.
The ARCA is funny. It's the same shit. What's an ARCA car? Why is he doing this?
Oh, it's like a fucking AA baseball for NASCAR,
Oh, okay.
basically. Yeah. So anyway,
That's so odd.
mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
He's like 37.
Wow. Well, why is he famous again? I forget. Was it a TV show?
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, that was him. Yeah, Cranston got the better end of that deal, huh?
Yeah, he did. There's an episode where he races and Heisenberg is his crew chief. So
Hilarious. Well, I was telling you before we started recording, I feel sleepy today. I'm just tired. I don't know why. Just kind of a lazy Saturday, I guess. Me and you went out with the boys last night, had some dinner. I don't know. I got up early this morning because the dogs always wake me up, and played a little bit of video games. Then I watched some soccer, and then watched our beloved kitty cats, and now here I am. But I could go for a nap.
you have zero coffee.
No, quite the contrary. I just now had my first coffee of the day. I just realized I forgot to take my medicine. That might not be good. I'll do that later. I have my iced coffee here with me, of course, so maybe that'll help me. But
Hey, did you know Elvis used to microwave Haagen-Dazs and drink it?
no way.
Yeah, that just made me think of that when you said take your medicine.
Because you think I'm gonna go microwave Haagen-Dazs?
I don't know what your medicine is. That might be good for you.
Did he really? No, that is.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god, that seems like a very Elvis thing to do, I guess.
No, nothing is surprising about him.
No wonder he couldn't shit right. He's microwaving Haagen-Dazs.
He tried to come back and we shot down his fucking balloon in Alaska.
Yeah. The government. Then he tried to come back on one of the million of trains that derailed this week, and they all got canceled too. So anyway, Travis, we are a weekly podcast where you and I get together and we discuss all the week's news, rumors, new games, and much more in the world of PlayStation. We do it all in under 90 minutes, and we post new episodes on Mondays on all of the usual podcast services around the world, as well as YouTube, where you can also catch some gameplay videos and clips from our escapades. But we're also on social media, of course. Our primary feed is Twitter, where we go by @TheDualSensePod. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, where we share virtual photography from in-game photo modes. We also have a blog, which is thedualsensepodcast.wordpress.com. So please find us and hit us up and chat PlayStation with us. And without further ado here, I think we should probably jump into the news, starting with number 1. The long-rumored reboot of the Twisted Metal franchise might be coming to a platform you weren't expecting, as a recently discovered job listing at PlayStation developer Firesprite Studios has hinted that the rumored game will have PlayStation VR2 compatibility. It also seems to imply that it will launch day one on PC. Of course, this would line up with the reports thus far that it will be a free-to-play service title, which would certainly make sense to launch simultaneously on PS5, PC, and perhaps even PlayStation VR2. The job listing is for a principal physics programmer for multiplayer action and lists, quote, experience developing gameplay for VR would be useful, end quote, and, quote, knowledge of a range of game services such as Steam and PSN backends is important, end quote. Finally, and perhaps most insightful into what the game will be, is a description of the title which says it will feature, quote, blending genre-transcending gameplay mechanics around vehicular and on-foot combat, end quote. Okay, so what do you make of this news and the possibility that maybe this Twisted Metal game isn't exactly what we think it is?
You said in the beginning there, the part that I assumed that since it's free to play, it'll be on everything day one. So that's not surprising at all.
Mm-hmm.
I do find it's funny that they said experience developing VR gameplay would be useful.
Right.
Like it's like, if you have it, cool. Like whatever.
Hmm.
No, I think if you this in VR would be kind of interesting, especially I think it'll have some. Obviously, it'll be have some twisted metal roots in it. That's what it is. But it seems like it has a little bit of Destruction All Stars in it. When I think about running out of the
Mm.
car, based off of what it says by on foot combat, so
Yeah, that's
that in
interesting. I
VR
hadn't
could
thought
be
about that.
very cool. Like that could be really cool. That makes it more interesting to me,
Mm.
to be honest. I'm not like greatly overly excited about a Twisted Metal reboot anyway. I'm more interested in how weird the TV show will be. But if
Right.
you put it in VR, that's a new wrinkle I think could be really interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know how this works in VR. I mean, obviously, we're going to have Gran Turismo in VR, which is a vehicle game as well, but like you're on courses. So you're
Makes
I guess what
sense.
I'm trying I guess what I'm trying to say is like in Twisted Metal in theory, you're in an arena, you're making sudden changes in direction and pace. Like that seems like a recipe for vomit 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
And so
yeah, VR does not intuitively work with Twisted Metal in my head.
yeah, exactly. I wouldn't think so either. So I'll be very curious to see if this is legit and if so, how they plan to pull this off. It could work. I think that's I hadn't even thought about Destruction All Stars, but that's a very good pull, obviously, because we know that the gameplay director of Destruction All Stars left Lucid Studios last year to go to Firesprite to work on this Twisted Metal game because Lucid was making the Twisted Metal game. Sony pulled him off of it and gave it to Firesprite. So I think you're onto something there in terms of an idea of what this could look like, what it could play like. Obviously, in terms of your character getting out of the car or whatever and having on foot combat. So that does sound kind of cool, actually, like this hybrid of like a third person shooter or first person shooter, probably if it's VR in a vehicular combat game.
Mhm.
I and it says blending genre transcending gameplay. So that makes me think that you're pretty spot on with that in terms of like you're in the car first person doing the destruction all stars thing, then you get out and you have a rocket launcher or whatever. And I don't know, it sounds fun actually when the more I think about it and kind of talk it out, but I still am not necessarily sold on the VR thing. I also am curious because I've always been of the mind, at least personally, that this game was coming out this year alongside sort of around the time that the Twisted Metal TV show is coming out, which I think is going to be this summer on Peacock. But if they're just now hiring this guy to be, or girl, to be a principal physics programmer, that doesn't necessarily line up unless they're hiring this person to develop a VR mode, which is coming down the road because it is a live service game. So,
Yeah, that might make more sense.
right. Right. So I guess we'll see. But I think this actually has me more interested and excited in what this game could be. Before I was just kind of like, all right, whatever. It's a Twisted Metal game. Like it's something that I loved on, as a kid on the original PlayStation, but this has me a little bit more intrigued. Number two, trusted insider Tom Henderson reported this week that Sony is currently developing two new audio accessories for PlayStation 5, both of which are expected to release between April of this year and the end of next March, so their upcoming fiscal year. Sources tell Henderson that Sony is developing earbuds, which are codenamed Project Nomad, and will have an approximate battery life of 5 hours. Like other wireless earbuds on the market, Nomad will come with a USB C charging case. Sony is also developing a more traditional over the ear headset for PS5, codenamed Voyager, which is believed to be a more high end alternative to the Pulse 3D headset. Voyager will have features similar to the Sony InZone H7, which released last year, according to Henderson's sources. Okay, so what do you think about two more headsets for, I guess, audio options?
Yeah, I'm always interested in the headsets. It seems like we've never had one that did everything well, you know.
Mhm.
It seems like it'll do bits and pieces very well, and then it'll do a couple things okay. But yeah, so anyway, but just to your point at the end here, if it's gonna have features similar to the InZone H7, why would I not just buy that? But whatever.
Exactly.
The
I don't know what they're doing.
over the ear headset, it's whatever. I like, the 3D Pulse is nice. I enjoy it. I think it does pretty well, all things considered. Probably
Mhm.
one of the better headsets I've had when you really consider the ease of use, the quality, all that fun stuff. So I do enjoy that. But the wireless earbuds I think will be really, really cool. Hopefully they work. I'm always a little skeptical with the quality, but if
Yeah.
they work well, I think those could be a big hit. I think it's just more natural now. to expect something like that, and I'm kind of surprised that they don't have one yet already.
Yeah, I am skeptical of the earbuds as well because I tried those Razer earbuds, like I told that you and I were looking at. I actually ended up getting those, and they were not very good. I mean, the sound quality was okay, but they quit working on me. So, but for the money that I paid for those, I didn't think the sound quality matched up. And then I guess in contrast to that, I bought the SteelSeries headset that I talked about a few weeks ago for the same money, basically, and it's a much higher quality audio and build. And those are over the ear headphones. Obviously, I'm always interested when PlayStation makes their own accessories. Like you said, the Pulse 3D headset I think is a very good headset. Still have that obviously and use that from time to time. And so they make very good what I would call like mid market accessories. PlayStation does.
Hmm.
These $100 things. These obviously both of these things I think will be more expensive than that. I would think. I think the earbuds will be like 130, and the other higher end headset might be like 150, 160, maybe something like that. Because I think the InZone H7s are like 180, maybe 200. And to your point though, and we kind of talked about this last year whenever they came out with these headsets, like why are they having basically two competing lines of headsets? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the end zones are white and black
Hmm.
to look like the PS5. They just don't say PlayStation, but now we're going to have PlayStation branded headsets. It's like that. I just don't understand what they're doing there. It's like they're cannibalizing one for the other, and I just don't understand the reasoning behind that. But I don't know. I'll keep an eye on this. I wish I hadn't. I wish these were already out because I obviously went and bought another headset recently. So I wish I could have already gotten these. But that's about how it goes for me. So we'll see if these are worth a shit. Sounds like they'll be out later this year, I would say. Number 3, as expected, Sony revealed the February lineup of new additions for the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium tiers, and it's quite a banger. Extra subscribers can get Horizon Forbidden West for PS4 and PS5, The Quarry for PS4 and PS5, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for PS4 and the original PSVR, Outriders for PS4 and PS5, Scarlet Nexus for PS4 and 5, Borderlands 3 for the 4 and 5, Tekken 7 on the 4, Ace Combat 7 on the 4, Earth Defense Force 5 for the 4, Oninaki for the 4, Lost Sphere on the 4, I Am Setsuna on the 4, and The Forgotten City for PS4 and PS5, which looks very cool. I think you and I have talked about that one before.
Yeah.
In addition, premium subscribers get The Legend of Dragoon from PlayStation 1, Wild Arms 2 for PlayStation 1, Harvest Moon Back to Nature from PS1, and Destroy All Humans remake, or remaster, I should say, on the PS4. So, what do you think about the lineup here for February?
Surprisingly good. The
Yeah.
premium list. I don't. The only thing I remember is Destroy All Humans. I don't remember any of those other 3 games at all, so I couldn't tell
Mm-hmm.
you anything about them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
getting Horizon for free. The Quarry. Everybody loves the Quarry. That might be worth a shot to see how scary it is. Actually, Jacob's excited about Outriders, and I've seen some other people excited to try that out or finish it. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, you have a Tekken and a Borderlands and an Ace Combat, which I think Ace Combat's pretty popular. So you got a lot going on there. I'm excited about the Forgotten City because it just looks interesting. I remember when we first saw the trailer for it, I thought it would be really cool. So I'm sure it's not great. It looks like a 7, but it's I can download it, so why not?
Yeah, it looks really cool. I might download that one as well. I had forgotten, no pun intended, that what that game was.
Uh-huh.
It looks really cool. So I forgot you had originally told me about that. It looks neat. It's like a alter, like you alter history and time travel or something like that. It looks really dope. But this is, in my opinion, one of the best months, if not the best month, of PlayStation Extra and Premium so far. Horizon Forbidden West, banger. One of the best games on PS5. One of the best games of last year. Must play. The Quarry, not bad. I played the demo for that. It's not bad. Outriders, very excited about that. I'm probably going to download that. I think it's co-op for either 3 or 4 people. I think 3. So I'm going to download that because I remember me and you played a demo for that. I think,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it
Was
was
it
a
me and you?
demo. Yeah, we used like a early access thing.
Yeah, we did that. And I remember once you got past like the opening part, it was actually kind of cool
Yeah.
once it started to like let you play the game.
Yeah, the opening part was really annoying.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. I played the demo for Scarlet Nexus. It's not for me, but I think you reviewed pretty well. Borderlands 3 is a big one. Tekken 7, Ace Combat 7. I mean, these are some big games. And then over on Premium, I think it's actually maybe the best month for Premium as well because, those games aren't for me, but they objectively are some classics. The Legend of Dragoon, everyone had been begging for that. I actually owned that at one point on PlayStation before I understood what JRPGs were. Then Wild Arms 2 is a big one. Harvest Moon is a big one. Destroy All Humans is a good remaster. So I think this is a really, really good month overall. Definitely some things that you should download if you haven't played some of those. Yeah, definitely get Horizon Forbidden West if you haven't played that yet, Travis. Number 4, industry analytics firm, the NPD Group, revealed their January sales data this week. Consumer spending across the industry fell 5% year over year to $4.3 billion for the month, just $4.3 billion. Hardware sales were flat, while content fell 5% and accessories fell 14% year over year, respectively. The Last of Us Part 1 jumped from number 36 on the December sales chart to number 11, thanks no doubt to the HBO show. PlayStation 5 was the best-selling piece of hardware in both units sold and dollar sales, and the Midnight Black DualSense was once again the best-selling accessory for the month. NPD is no longer providing platform-specific sales charts, which is a massive fart noise, so we cannot share what the best-selling games were on the PlayStation specifically. However, the overall charts reveal that Forspoken debuted as the number 7 bestseller overall. The Last of Us Part 1 was at number 11, as previously mentioned, and Spider-Man Miles Morales was at number 20. Anything jump out to you there?
All of the industry sales being down, not really surprising. People are kind of tightening their wallets right now. I love that the Midnight Black Edition is number 1. Again, people just love black PlayStation accessories or black accessories in general.
Yeah.
And then Forspoken at 7 is kind of surprising in a good way. Like we talked about last week and the week before, it's like the more people play it, the more they don't mind it. So that's very interesting to see it at 7. I want to see where it is at the end of this month to kind of get a barometer, but everybody I know who I've talked to says they enjoy it. I think they've kind of gotten distracted by Hogwarts, but I'm sure they'll end up going back at some point.
I'm actually, some journalists online were kind of like down on Forspoken debuting at number 7, and I somewhat get that because it was, really one of the biggest releases of January, and it debuts at number 7. I understand that, but like we talked about last week when we talked about the PlayStation Store downloads, I think it was number 7 on PlayStation's numbers as well in terms of downloads. I think that with only a week on the market and with all the negativity leading up to launch, I think number 7 is actually very good for Forspoken, and I don't know that Square Enix really could have asked for much better given the circumstances. So I see that as a pretty big win. I think you also make a valid point. I think we'll see where it's at, for the month of February. And if it's totally fallen off the list or if it's number 20, then we'll have a better idea of like, yeah, it was a flop, kind of. So, I don't know. I don't know how much it cost them to make that game, and what is a success for them? 2-3 million copies? Is that successful? 4 million? I don't know. It's hard to say. Also, a huge bump for The Last of Us Part 1 based off the HBO show. Again, it just makes me question why they did not get out The Last of Us factions, around the time this show is out or right soon after. And I understand it takes time and all that stuff, but I think that's, again, a big missed opportunity from Naughty Dog on PlayStation. Number 5, we're rolling right along here, Travis. It's going to be a quick one today. Not a very busy news week, but anyway, we've got a bunch of news nuggets here as well for number 5. First nugget, in a PR push for the PlayStation VR2, Sony confirmed that military PvE VP shooter Firewall Ultra is launching later this year for the headset. Let's fucking go.
They keep adding little nice things for us.
I can't fucking. That's the one that you can change guns with your eyeballs.
Yeah.
God, looks so good. PlayStation is hosting a PlayStation Plus Festival of Play event from now until February 24th. That includes a number of cool benefits and additions, including a game trial for God of War Ragnarok, a free multiplayer weekend, a free PlayStation Tournaments weekend, new PlayStation Stars campaigns revolving around Horizon Forbidden West, and a sweepstakes for a Sony TV prize bundle. And I just redeemed my first $20 PlayStation Store credit today through the PlayStation Stars deal, so that was pretty nice. I didn't I didn't have to do anything for it. I just bought shit.
What
So,
what is our free multiplayer weekend? What are we multiplaying on?
I think you don't have to have PlayStation Plus, so you can play any multiplayer game.
Oh,
It just doesn't require
okay.
PlayStation Plus to play it. So,
You're gonna buy a Zonzo now?
no, I'm waiting for a sale because I want to get like the Ultimate Edition that has all the cool skins and shit. Anyway, next nugget. Sports puzzle game Sea Smash VRS is coming to PSVR2 later this year with a free demo dropping on March 23rd. This actually looks pretty cool. This is like a tennis, some type of weird like tennis puzzling game. Like it looks interesting. I'm gonna I've tried the demo for sure. But apparently that was a Sega game from way back, or this is some type of iteration on that, I guess I should say.
I thought we were gonna be putting puzzles of sports figures together.
Oh no. Although there is a
I
puzzle
guess.
game at launch on PSVR2 where you put together puzzles in 3D in VR.
Wow, cool.
It looks
I
cool.
could do that. I could do it at the kitchen table.
Oh
It literally
my.
looks like I'm in VR already.
Yeah, but you don't have to have all the shit scattered out everywhere.
God.
You're impossible. All right, next nugget. Two of PlayStation's marquee franchises, Travis, MLB The Show and Destiny 2, revealed new gameplay details over on the PlayStation blog this week if you're interested. Bungie detailed the upcoming Lightfall expansion, while Santa Monica Studio detailed the gameplay changes for this year's baseball game. And apparently, the baseball game is going heavy on the defensive side for gameplay changes this year. Website Video Games Chronicle reported that PlayStation 5 sales were up more than 200% year over year in Europe for the month of January. Incredible. For comparison, Switch fell 11% year over year, and Xbox fell a staggering 32% year over year. So, PlayStation taking off big time, and Xbox struggling mightily, I would say. Microsoft will present counter arguments to the European Commission on February 21st regarding the Activision deal. Apparently that's going to be like some type of like courtroom drama type thing. Like PlayStation's going to be there as well. I don't know. We'll see what comes out of that.
Like Judge Judy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like Judge Judy for the Activision deal is my understanding. Yeah.
I bet they'll bring up this that last news nugget, the 200% year over year.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Maybe they'll quote us, then we could be defendants.
Oh, dope. Send me to Brussels or wherever the fuck. Also, spoiler alert, if you have not played God of War Ragnarok, then fast forward for a moment because I'm going to spoil part of it for you here. Okay. Sony Santa Monica narrative director Matt Sophos revealed that Kratos originally died in his first fight with Thor in God of War Ragnarok, with players having to rescue him from hell as an older Atreus in the game, which actually, after having played the game, sounds very fucking cool, but it's okay. 2K Sports revealed the entire launch roster for WWE 2K23, and it features 178 superstars. Holy shit, with more than 40 either making their debut in the series or ones that were not included in 2K22. It's a lot of people.
Did they add the ones like, Chris Benoit or anybody that murdered their family?
I don't know if he's in there. But there's some other ones that I recognize that I did not realize.
There's a lot of superstars, man. That's a lot.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. Next nugget. Dead Island 2 has officially gone gold 2 months ahead of release, and publisher Deep Silver has even moved the release up 1 week. It will now launch on April 21st for PS4 and PS5. Doing so also lets it avoid going head-to-head with Star Wars Jedi Survivor on April 28th. Very excited for that. Very excited.
Smart. Good move.
I agree. Very, very savvy. And who knows? Your boy might try to review that one. We'll see. Also, British network Sky News has reported that EA Sports is close to reaching a 6-year partnership with the English Premier League worth nearly £500 million sterling. So they're just going to push out EA's just going to push out FIFA from all this shit for their game.
What is that in English?
What, £500 sterling?
Yeah.
500 million? Nah.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's call it $600 million.
One Chelsea transfer player.
For real. Yeah, that's what you all spent this window. All right. Ahead of its February 22nd launch, Sony has shared teardown videos of the PlayStation VR2 headset as well as the Sense controllers if you're interested. I, of course, watched the teardown of the headset itself. It's very interesting. Very fascinating.
Why did you watch them take it apart? It's the same little man in every video of this, isn't it? It's always the same
No,
guy.
it's always different engineers. But this guy, he tore it. This guy had engineered the headset, and he tore it apart, obviously, and it was very fascinating. It seems like a very high end piece of tech. I'm excited about it. I am, however, pissed off that my bank declined the transaction on Thursday, so now my headset's not going to show up on the 22nd because they still haven't shipped it.
They probably ran out. You got to wait.
Wonderful. Perfect. Speaking of, a gameplay trailer for Resident Evil Village running on PS VR2 also dropped this week, and it looks terrifying. I will not be playing that one. Oh, I hear your dog. Is Leo barking?
Yeah,
Is there a murderer in your house?
he just barks.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah, mine do that too. Also, free-to-play platform brawler Multiversus has seen its daily player count, fall more than 99% on Steam
God,
since the game's launch, so it's dead. It is dead.
how did it fall so far?
I don't know, man. That thing fell way hard. Jesus. It's not PlayStation news, but the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, owned by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, has increased its stake in Nintendo to 7% and then 8% in just a matter of days this week after acquiring a 5% stake in May of last year and having just increased its stake to 6% last month. The Saudis have also increased their stakes in other major gaming companies, in recent months, going from 5.1 to 5.8% owners of Electronic Arts and 5.3 to 6.8% owners of Take-Two. And I do not like this, said Tim IM. This is not good. Not good at all. Ubisoft confirmed during an earnings call this week that if E3 happens, they will be there with lots to show. I love how they don't have any faith that it's going to happen. Just do a Ubisoft Forward thing and fuck E3. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Along those lines, insider Tom Henderson revealed this week that he has heard Assassin's Creed Mirage gameplay will be shown in June ahead of its launch in August. Tom also reported that Ubisoft is allegedly holding back an quote-unquote improved version of pirate game Skull and Bones. That makes no sense. Why would you hold back an improved version and let everybody just shit on your game?
I don't know why. Yeah, they're going to release an update, I guess.
That's a lie.
That doesn't make any sense.
Very excited for Mirage, though. Very. Ubisoft held its first console playtest on PS5 for free-to-play Clancyverse first-person shooter X Defiant this past weekend, which means that a full release is getting closer. And we'll have something to say about that, I think. Hogwarts Legacy's first week of digital sales in Europe were 56% higher than Elden Ring, indicating that the game is an absolutely massive commercial success. In fact, it is the biggest European video game launch outside of a FIFA or Call of Duty game since Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018. Jesus Christ. Embracer Group CEO Lars Wingefors revealed at a quarterly earnings session that this week that developers Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal are expected to release 5 AAA games by March 31st of 2028. We know about a few of those titles: Perfect Dark, which is a co-development project with Xbox, a new Tomb Raider game for Amazon, and potentially a new Deus Ex game. In other Embracer news, they also revealed plans to launch 19 AAA games in total by March 31st of 2026. They will also be releasing 5 Lord of the Rings games by March 31st of next year, which no one asked for.
Why?
Yeah.
You can't do that's one every other month.
I know. One of them is a mobile game. And finally, Embracer also confirmed that the Saints Row reboot was a commercial flop and added that they will be more selective with projects they greenlight going forward. So I want to
sound like it. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Make fucking games.
Right. But as we've been talking about, pretty much every time we bring up Embracer on the show, we're starting to see the chinks in the armor of Embracer. Like, they just keep buying all this shit, all this IP, all these studios, and they're pumping the stuff out, but it's not always of the highest quality, and they're losing money on these things. So I think we're starting to see where the cracks are. Also, Disney Dreamlight Valley's newest update is available now and features Mirabelle and Olaf, as well as a new premium shop in-game. Activision revealed the first details of what is to come in the 3rd season of post-launch content for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. Season 3 will feature the return of Gunfight mode, which is wonderful, as well as Warzone Ranked and Plunder mode. The season appears scheduled to start on April the 12th. Following the poor performance of Marvel's Midnight Suns, strategy game developer Firaxis Games has announced that studio head Steve Martin he's a funny guy, has departed the studio after 25 years. And Jake Solomon, the director of Marvel's Midnight Suns and the XCOM franchise, has also departed the company after more than 2 decades. Well, they're cleaning house a little bit after some disappointing sales. On a more positive note, Firaxis announced that a new mainline entry in the Sid Meier's Civilization series is in development. Sports workout virtual reality title Resil Player, what a fucking name, is coming to PlayStation VR2 within the launch window. You'll compete in drills such as taking practice headers, swim move between defensive linemen, and more. Okay.
I think their definition of taking a header is different than mine.
Me too. I just imagine Peter panning off a 30-floor building.
Just try it, man.
Yeah. Pop my headset on, Peter pan off the building. Also, website Games Industry reported that Microsoft confirmed this week via filings to the UK's CMA that putting games on its Xbox Game Pass service cannibalized normal sales of those titles. So exactly what we figured all along.
Yeah, like we know that.
Yeah, and they sold 32% less Xboxes for the month of January than they did last year. It's no, they're not doing terrible, but they're not doing good either. Atomic Heart composer Mick Gordon is donating his entire fee for working on the game to aid Ukrainians affected by Russia's invasion. Developer Telltale has raised $8 million in funding from Hero Capital and Skybound Entertainment. The studio will put money towards development of the Expanse series, The Wolf Among Us 2, and another unannounced title. The British CMA, there they are again, revealed that they interviewed 6 Xbox competitors regarding the Activision deal. And of those 6, 3 of them believed the deal would harm competition, 2 said that it would not, and 1 said that it was too early to tell. So 1 copped out. Deep Rock Galactic developer Ghost Ship Games, too many G's in here, has established a publishing label aptly named Ghost Ship Publishing. They will focus on supporting indie developers making cooperative experiences.
Nice.
Yeah. Website Push Square reported that Like a Dragon Ishin has a combat demo out now on PS5 only, and no save data transfers. PlayStation appears to have accidentally leaked a few PSVR2 games on a German PlayStation blog post this week. First-person shooter Solaris Off-World Combat 2, which looks dope. History-altering mystery game Wanderer. That one sounds like it might be for you. Fighter jet sim Project Wingman and fighting game Gorn were all leaked. Developer First Contact Entertainment, who is also the studio making Firewall Ultra that we're excited about, later confirmed that Solaris 2 is indeed coming to PSVR 2.
Oh, that sounds cool. I mean,
does.
Everything sounds cool.
I'm very excited about the lineup for PSVR 2 now and in the near future. Speaking of, social mini golf game Walkabout Mini Golf was announced to be heading to PSVR 2, quote unquote, soon. That looks dope, by the way. It looks so fucking fun. Spider killing game Kill It With Fire is also coming to both PSVR and PSVR 2 imminently.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
Yeah, that one's where you draw the line.
Yeah, I'm drawing the line there. Because the fucking thing will vibrate when they crawl around you.
Oh yeah, over your head and shit.
Not doing that.
Also, Star Wars Jedi Survivor will feature larger maps with larger populations of NPCs as well as 5 combat stances. Sherlock Holmes The Awakened remake has been delayed due to Russian attacks on Ukraine, as Frogwares is a Ukrainian-based developer. Ubisoft's real-time strategy game The Settlers New Allies is coming to PS4 on March 23rd, coming to consoles for the first time ever in the series' 30-year history, in fact. The Dark Pictures The Devil and Me received a friend pass and quote-unquote curator's cut, which allows players to see the game from a new perspective and experience new outcomes. Post-apocalyptic strategy RPG Miasma Chronicles released 17 minutes of pre-alpha gameplay this week if you're interested, and I very much am. It looks dope. Horizon Forbidden West enjoyed its 1-year anniversary this week, and to celebrate, players can claim a set of free avatars on PlayStation Network. Rumors surfaced this week based off some rabid PlayStation fans tracking flight data. Sounds like basketball fans. That Sony executives flew from London to Seattle to negotiate over the Call of Duty license with Xbox. That's interesting. There was a really outlandish rumor this week that they were going to sell the Call of Duty IP to PlayStation, but then keep all of the Activision staff and everything. And someone said, "Well, what if PlayStation bought the name Call of Duty and gave it to Bungie and let them make Call of Duty games?" That's certainly interesting, but that'll never happen.
Call of Halo.
Call of Halo. Call of Destiny. Ho.
Mm.
Also, website Gaming Nexus reported that Battlefield 2042's new season is imminent. And I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to read my own article because this is a last-minute edition, so I'll try to skim through this here. Battlefield 2042 is continuing its redemption arc with a fourth season of post-launch content launching on February 28th across the various platforms. Dubbed 11th Hour, the new season features the addition of a new specialist, a new map, new weapons, and a new vehicle. It is also the last season of content included in the original roadmap for the title, although DICE has since confirmed that it will continue seasonal content for the foreseeable future. The new map is called Flashpoint. It's set in northern South Africa, which is confusing. The new specialist is a lady called Camilla Blasco. She's the 14th and final specialist. She joins the recon class. The new weapons include an RM68 assault rifle, Super 500 pump action shotgun, which is a secondary weapon, which is dope, the AC-9 SMG, RPT-31 LMG, and also the new vehicle is called the CAV Brawler, which is like the MAV, but unlike the MAV, when the vehicle is full, your teammates can still spawn. And the new gadget for the season is the SPH explosive launcher, which fires a sticky explosive that detonates on a short delay, which sounds very dope. God, I can't wait. Also, website PlayStation Lifestyle reported that Ubisoft is developing a Minecraft-style voxel art co-op game. In other Ubisoft news, sources told Insider Gaming that Ubisoft is not making The Division 3. That's fine if they would just give us The Division Heartland.
I don't think they're making that either.
Jesus Christ. PS VR2 pre-orders began shipping today, Friday the 17th, with the first wave expected to arrive on launch day for early adopters.
Except
early
for you.
adopter here who's not going to get it on launch day. Fuck me. That's about right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Developer Don't Nod revealed that they are working on a new large-scale action RPG known by a codename of Project 12. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier confirmed this week that a remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics is indeed on the way. Website Insider Gaming reported that Metro Exodus developer 4A Games appears to have a sequel lined up for 2024, as according to sources, the project has been in development for 4 years and is now playable start to finish. Madden NFL 24 is a quote-unquote make-or-break game for the franchise, according to Insider Gaming sources. Those sources said that it's not just about sales, but rather the state the game releases in. If 24 suffers from the same issues as 23, then changes in the game's leadership are likely.
I read it more like people are not going to be in management anymore than I read it. Then like the game's going to go away.
Yeah, exactly. Probably needs to happen regardless, to be fair. Website PlayStation Universe reported that the following games received update patches this week: The Dark Pictures, The Devil and Me, Warframe, Battlefield 2042, The Witcher 3, Multiversus, NBA 2K23, Wild Hearts, Minecraft, and Disney Dreamlight Valley. So if you've been waiting for some new content or bug fixes, I want to check that out. Also, developer Bloober Team has revealed that it is working with fellow dev Draw Distance to publish their game codenamed Project M. How many games is fucking Bloober Team making, and why is everyone letting them make all these games? Anyway, Guinness World Records has certified PlayStation as the, quote, best-selling home video game console on brand in history, end quote. I guess it's settled then.
What's on brand mean?
I don't know, but I think they just basically tallied up all of the sales that they've ever had, like PS1, PS2, all of it, and they're the best-selling out of all of the companies, basically. Next nugget. Resident Evil 4 Remake will include New Game Plus and a photo mode at launch. Adventure game Clive and Wrench will be getting a 60 frames per second performance mode after all on PS5. It was previously reported that it would run at 1080-30 on the PS5, which is dog shit. Respawn developers have formed a new studio called Wildlight Entertainment. They are currently working on a shooter based on an original IP. Soviet-themed first-person shooter Atomic Heart will take up 42 gigabytes on your PS5 and 48 gigabytes on your PS4. Preloading will be available on February the 19th. Remedy Entertainment revealed during financial calls that their remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2 are still in the concept stage, meaning that we won't see them for a while. Website Gematsu reported that Dragon Ball The Breakers Season 2 is launching February 16th. It's already out then. Dating Metroidvania parody game Romancelvania will launch for PS4 on March 7th, but the PS4 version has been canceled. Shit canned, as we say. Action game Stray Blade will launch for PS5 on April 20th.
Cats with blades, right?
Yeah. Side-scrolling beat-em-up Fight and Rage will come to PS5 on March 1st and feature a 120 frames per second mode. Looks pretty cool. It's got co-op for up to 4 players, I think. Tetris Effect Connected is getting a new update with new game modes on February 22nd alongside its launch on the PSVR2. 3D action game Alice Gear Aegis CS Concerto of Simulatrix. What the fuck? Launches March 16th in the West for PS4 and PS5. Turn-based battler Gnome Arena is coming to consoles sometime in 2024. Single-player adventure game Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story, is launching this fall for PS4 and PS5.
Gotta get that Nunu.
Action platformer Convergence, a League of Legends story, is launching this summer for PS4 and PS5. 2D pixel action RPG The Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story, will launch this spring for PS4 and PS5. Physics-based boxing game Bare Butt Boxing will release on PS4 and PS5 sometime later this year, and it looks awesome. You need to look that one up. It's like Gang Beasts, but boxing. It looks awesome. Likewise, the awesome-looking fighting management game Punch Club 2 was announced for PS4 and PS5, and it's launching later this year. This looks wonderful. And I went and looked it up, and there's actually a Punch Club 1 on PS4, and it's on sale for $2 right now, so I bought it.
Yeah,
Of
course you did.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. And finally, Komatsu reported that first-person survival horror game Bendy and the Dark Revival will launch on March 1st for PS4 and PS5. And that is all for the news this week. And I'm going to turn it over to Travis now for a pretty lengthy list of new releases.
Let's see here. On St. Valentine's Day, we had the appropriately named Boyfriend Dungeon on PS5. We have Journey to the Savage Planet Employee of the Month Edition on PS5. Labyrinth of Galleria, The Moon Society on 4 and 5. Souls of Kronos on the 5. 10 Dates on the 4. Wanted Dead on the 5. On the 15th, we have 1993 Shenandoah on the 4.
Great band.
Cities Skyline Remastered on the 5. Pocket Witch on PS5 and PS4. It's a little witch you take out of your pocket to see what time it is. On the 16th, we have Alterity Experience. Geometric Sniper Blood in Paris on the 5. Heirs of the King on 4 and 5. Hopping Girl Kohanex on the PS4. Loopers on the 4. Shadow Warrior 3 Definitive Edition on the 5 and the 4. You could have told me that came out 10 years ago and I would have thought it was already out.
Yes.
We have Terra Tech Prospector Edition on the 4. Theate Rhythm Final Bar Line on the 4. On the 17th, we have Gigantosaurus Dino Kart on PS4. Paw Patrol Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay on the 5. Rooftop Renegade on the 4. Rise of the Fox Hero on the 5 and the 4. Tales of Symphonia Remastered on the 4. And Wild Hearts on PS5. Nothing great came out.
Well, let's take it easy there for a moment. Let's see. No, he's not totally wrong.
You don't want to play Wild Hearts?
Yeah, the biggest release of the week is Wild Hearts. It's getting good reviews. It's that monster hunting style game from EA and Koei Tecmo. But beyond that, there's not much. The rest of this is just kind of indie, and some of these are just like cheap platinum games and shit. I was very excited about City Skylines Remastered until I discovered that if you claimed the PlayStation Plus version of the game when it was free sometime like a couple of years ago, that you can't get the free upgrade to the PS5 version. So they can fuck right off of that. And yeah, that's about it. So let's start to wrap the show up here like we always do, Travis, by discussing what we've been playing and anything we're looking forward to. What do you got?
We played FIFA co-op seasons. It was a miserable experience. Everybody is so good. This guy hit a goal from like midfield basically one time. I'm not even sure if he power shot it. It was ridiculous. All of it sucked.
Yeah, it did.
I played some Battlefield with Jacoby on the reworked snow map that I can never remember what it's called. Anyway, we played pretty well. Had some good fun on that. Definitely had a good time in the vehicles, running people over, shooting shit, whatever else. Sniped a little bit. Scar is still overpowered. It was the first, it's the first week we haven't had to play the fucking game that's like desert with the abandoned ships in it, and I fucking hate that map. It's awful.
Oh yeah.
I played Gran Turismo. I did like 300 miles the other day. I don't even know how many races that is. Had a really good battle with a guy that I probably should have recorded, but I didn't think about it. But we went back and forth for like, I don't know, 6 laps, something like that. And he was definitely faster than me, but I picked up, I just followed him for 6 laps and picked up his little tricks. He eventually made a mistake. I forced him low and he overshot the turn and I passed him on the last lap. So that was after we had literally been side by side for like 2 of the 6 laps, where like one of us would get beside the other and we couldn't, it was one of the few times you race without somebody just wiping you out. And then I ended my driving because a guy, it was a right hand turn and he was on the outside of me and he just drove through me, which meant that he literally spun my car in a circle. And I was in second at the time, so I got passed by everybody. By the time I got my car turned around, and he waited because like usually if you wait, the game won't give you a penalty. So I just stopped behind him and waited till he drove again. And then about a half a lap later, I put him into the shadow realm. I mean, like I crashed him
Perfect.
so hard I got like a 7 second penalty. Like it wasn't even
Mm.
like I did not touch the brake. I was upshifting as I hit him.
You destroyed him.
Like, what are you like? You don't. What are you talking about? Because like that's the thing about that I've learned about Gran Turismo that you don't get on realistic sims is like you're on the apex underneath somebody, they just turn into you.
Mm.
Like it's like they don't understand you can go around the outside of a corner.
Right.
It's really annoying. Yeah, I think that was all I got into. We played X Defiant,
Oh yeah.
you,
Yeah.
me, and Jacob.
Hmm.
I will say that I really enjoyed the levels. I like the maps. I thought they were
Mm.
fun. I like the factions you could be. There's a lot of guns to pick from, which is nice. That being said, I hated it. The first game
Yes.
was, I was just trying to figure out everything, and it wasn't. I wasn't even paying attention to how well I played. But after that, it was like I like the way the guns work and handle and feel on the Division. It has none of that. The game had been in pre-alpha for 3 hours or 4 hours or something like that a day, and like there's already people that were shooting you on maps like it was Rainbow Six Siege. Like you would
Yeah.
spawn and get your head blown off. How do they already know this? How
Right.
can they do this? It doesn't make any sense. I played around with the sensitivity of the sticks and nothing really changed a whole lot. It got slower, but as soon as I put the sights up, it was just as loopy to me.
Mm.
I turned on the auto aim assist just to see if it would auto aim and it didn't do anything. 'Cause I thought maybe like they had exploited a glitch in the pre-alpha and put it on, and then it would literally aim for you. It didn't do that. It didn't even
Hmm.
lock on because like if you turn on aim on like Battlefield or COD, I think it'll kind of pull you to the guy. It doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just there wasn't really any flow state in it at all. There's a game mode where you like you escort a robot and you have to defend it,
Mm.
and then
Hmm.
you have to attack it. And like I thought that game mode was really cool. Just thought
Yeah.
the game sucked. So
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not
The
enjoy that
Overwatch game mode.
at all. Did not enjoy that at all.
No, definitely not. It was I was very excited about it going into it, because of everything you said, the premise of it. It's a Clancyverse thing, the maps, the characters, the factions, like sounds really cool. And then you play it and it's not cool at all. It's just it was some of the most below mid shit that I've ever played in my life. Like I don't I don't know why that isn't one of the games that Ubisoft canceled.
Right?
Like
Yeah, it's just bad.
yeah, they canceled some other promising sounding stuff in my opinion in favor of that, which I don't think will last 4 months. I mean, I think if it comes out later this year or whatever, whenever it comes out, 6 months they'll be talking about shutting down the servers is my opinion. So, They just need to get the Division Heartland out. That's a series so many people love, and we're ready for it. I don't know what the fucking problem is, but it sounds like we're getting it this year, hopefully. But yeah, we played that. We played Battlefield, like you said. Super excited for the new season. I think that the new season looks so fucking good, man. God, it looks so good. And the trailer, DICE is like undefeated at making trailers. Their trailers are the best. Like they're so good. They're so good. Also played some FIFA, like you said. We played co-op seasons, got our shit pushed in. But before that, while I was waiting on my next review game, I've been playing my manager's career with Bradford City. I just restarted it because I didn't know what was going on in my other one, so I'm having fun with that. I wanted to wait until the January transfer window was done for the Premier League or for English soccer in general because I knew that they had some new players and they were playing a different formation and stuff, which is cool. They're playing a formation now with 2 strikers up front, which is cool. Before they were just playing 1, so it's different. The last thing that I played at least the last thing I can talk about, because I'm playing something that I cannot talk about, very secret, that I'll talk about next week. But the last thing I played was some World War Z. Finally got to check out that PS5 update for that. And I still don't really know that I saw the PS5 update because my understanding is that the game only occasionally puts 1,000 zombies on screen, like not all the time. Or like the zombie density is not increased all the time, only on certain points or something like that, I think. So it's whatever. It's that, and then Back for Blood. Those are both like 7s. Those are like some of the most 7 out of 10 games I've ever played. So it's whatever. But yeah, very excited for Battlefield 2042 update. That's actually not this week. That's the 28th. But I'm excited about PSVR2. That'll be arriving
28th.
Hopefully at some point. Who knows? Yeah, the 28th. Who knows at this point? I'll have several games that I'll be reviewing for Gaming Nexus for VR2, so be on the lookout for that. We're actually going to have quite a bit of review coverage. We'll be reviewing the headset. We'll be reviewing as many of the launch games as we can over the next several weeks. So be looking forward to that if it's something you're interested in. And yeah, that's all we got for the show. We'll get out of here now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to get a new show delivered to you every Monday on your podcast service. Also, if you can leave us a like or comment, that's very helpful, is ratings and reviews on your podcast service. Hearts, stars, thumbs up, whatever the case is. It's very much appreciated. We would also be much obliged if you could share us with a friend or a loved one who you think might enjoy the show. And yeah, don't forget to find us on social media, Twitter at the DualSense Pod, Facebook, Instagram. Our blog is thedualsensepodcast.wordpress.com. You can get the shows there each week, show notes, pictures, our bios, all that good shit. So please find us and chat with us. And we'll get out of here now. You guys take care. Have a great week. We'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye.